How do you do, my fellow gamers, and welcome to the very first video on this channel. I thought it would be very fitting to do a 100 days for my first video. I think I'm legally obligated to say that this video was inspired by Luke the Notable, so this video was inspired by Luke the Notable. Before we get started, I'm going to be playing on the mod pack called Valhelsia. Other than that, there's really nothing else holding us back, so let's get into day number 1. Alright, here is day number 1. I knew that this is going to be a very difficult playthrough, but I decided to spend day 1 exploring the areas around, and there's a lot of variety. After exploring around for a bit, I found this nice little acacia village, and yes, that was a gazelle that I just ran by. I also found this kangaroo here, and that was pretty neat. I'm going into this mod pack completely blind. I saw this weird little village thing over here, and it must be the neighbors. So I went to go say hi to them, but I must have made a pretty bad first impression, because this weird leader looking like dude started shooting sunbeams down from the sky. And not gonna lie, these light beams that were falling out of the sky are very scary. That's fine if the neighbors don't like me. After a few mining trips, I'll teach them to. On day number 2, I found this weird knight looking like thing in this little dungeon, and he started running toward me, and that was scary, so I decided to back out. There's no way he can get past those blocks, he's too tall. See, and yeah, I was completely wrong. You're gonna actually see me panic and build like a wall to keep him in. I spent the rest of days 2 and 3 down in the mines because there are a crap ton of new ores. Not much happened in day 4. I just took everything that I mined and started smelting it. You can already see that I have some copper armor. And that leads us into day 5 when I kidnapped this iron golem, because this guy is going to help me take on those weird little minions for the tribe leader. No, that is not netherite in my inventory. It's this weird new ore called lead. And the axe does 10.5 damage each hit. So I had this idea to sneak up behind the tribe leader and start hitting him with the axe, and that doesn't work. Yeah, don't try what I did. It doesn't work. We're skipping to day 7 because day 6 apparently just doesn't exist. But it's okay because day 7 is when I had an idea. Because the tribe leader heals over time, brute force is not going to work. So I crafted myself some flint and steel and just went right up to him and set him on fire. And I cannot believe this either, but it actually ends up working. I'm honestly really surprised that all it took was flint and steel to take this guy down. This must be somebody else's account because I have no idea who the epic ender is. That's fine, it'll have to do. In day 8, I saw that these 2 villagers were having a disagreement, so I decided to trap them in. Even this baby villager joined in. I'm setting this up for very, very obvious purposes. The baby villager and one of the others escaped, but that's okay because I got one. But then later that day, the same villager that was trapped with this farmer here showed up, and I was able to trap both of them. It looks ugly now, but I'll fix it later. I spent day 9 by exploring the areas around the village, and then I found these weird 2 cow-looking like things, and it took me way too long to get them home. On day 10, I found this little stone called the Waystone, and you can actually pick it up, take it anywhere, name it, and then you can teleport there whenever you want. Then while in the mines that day, I experienced anxiety. 3 creepers came out of nowhere, and to make matters worse, a chest came to life and started attacking me. This right here was the first of many times that I could have died during this playthrough, but it's alright because I ended up taking down the chest. I really never thought I'd say that. I spent all of day 11 in the mines looking for amethyst. On day 12, I found out that you can emote using this little interface, and I think that's neat. The pickaxe that I'm using in this footage is the amethyst pickaxe. It's a little bit stronger than the diamond pickaxe. I need obsidian for a lot of things. I need an enchantment table, I need to get to the nether, and I can also craft one of those waystones with obsidian. When I got back up to the surface, I used some flint and steel to light the portal. Days 12 through 13 were spent mining in the nether. At the end of day 13, I successfully trapped 2 more villagers so I can make even more profit. I expanded on this profit idea in day 14 by planting some more wheat. Not as good as Luke TheNotables, but it'll do. Still on day 14, I decided to trade some stuff around with this farmer villager, and I was able to get myself some passion fruit tart. It gives you this little potion effect called spitting. It like makes you llama. On day 15, I had my second near-death experience, and I am very lucky that I had the waystone to teleport me back up to the surface, because I would have died. While exploring, I found another one of these weird sun chiefs dudes, so I lit them on fire and massacred their village. No, it does not stop there. On day 16, I found another Barako sun tribe and decided to continue my unwarranted killings. Still exploring on day 17, and started the day off with Dream's luck. Like, there is no way I should be alive right now. That was way too lucky. I decided to go to the nether to harvest some endermen for reasons I'll explain later, and ended up achieving Return to Sender. You already know that I had to salute to the boys. Apparently, day 18 just doesn't exist anymore. But that's okay, because days 18 through 20 were literally nothing. It was just me exploring. On day 21, I found this grizzly bear and her cub, and I really wanted to punch one of them, but they attacked me first, so I just decided to run. While running back to my base, I almost died because of these weird plant creatures. Day 22 doesn't exist either, but it's okay because all I did was Enderman farm. On day 24, I found out that these night guys can spawn in the nether. I didn't even know that. I ran away because I thought that he could leave his little dungeon area. We stared at each other for a long time, and then suddenly this goblin trader dude comes up. This is honestly probably one of the worst times for one of these dudes to show up. Remember those waystones that I was talking about earlier? Turns out you can craft them, but you need purple dye. I don't know why. In case you were wondering, here's the crafting recipe. It's not too hard, and it does exactly what you would expect it to do. With the warp stone, you can craft your very own waystone and place it anywhere in the world, and it is very, very useful. I'm searching for one of those tribe villages, and by using these little markers on the map, you can actually point you in the direction of them. I'm just looking for a village that's next to a savanna, because there's a chance that the Barako Sun tribe could be there. At the start of day 27, I found this little hut with a basement. I don't know. After about 4 hours of exploring, I finally found another Sun Tribe village. This is very, very, very far away from my house, so that's why I had to create the waystone, so I could simply zip here and from my base. And trust me, it makes things a lot faster. By wearing the masks that they drop, you can blend right in with them. I was even mimicking their little jumping. Alrighty then, this right here is what I came for. If you give Barako the Sun Chief 7 gold blocks, you can actually get a special effect called the Sun's Blessing. While under this effect, you have all of the abilities that this guy has, so you can shoot beams from the sky. But that gave me an idea. I went down into that little dungeon area and decided to use it on him, and it doesn't work. However, in the nether, it is insanely overpowered. Like, look at this. Since I have this effect for an hour, might as well just stay down in the nether and explore. On day 29, I found this book, and it explains all of this magic. It's like all in depth, and I'm pretty sure everything listed in this book is from one mod. It's been 29 days into this playthrough, and I don't even have an official base. So I spent the rest of the day harvesting materials, and trust me, you're gonna hate me. Building officially began on day 30. And I started off with this nice design. It's just the entrance to the base, and I tried to make it as grand as possible. And I'm pretty sure you'll love it. Yeah, if you can't tell what I'm building, congrats to you, because that means you're not insane. Alright, this is the big reveal. And, oh, yikes, that is so lopsided. That is, yikes. I did not really realize that it was lopsided until a lot later. I spent the rest of day 31 down in the mines trying to figure out what material to use until I found this new one called slate. The polished version looks really good. On day 33, I kind of figured out that it was lopsided and it looked absolute garbage, so I went to fix it. Yeah, I know that every single one of you guys envy my building skills. So basically, there's a staircase behind the Among Us figure, and basically when you walk up there, there's the platform. I don't know what I was thinking. On day 34, I found this weird temple made out of marble. It looks important. At the middle, there's this thing called the collector crystal, and you need a very fancy pickaxe to mine it. On day 35, I kind of show off what the house was supposed to be. That's like this platform, and then you can expand it, put anything you need on it. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to be kind of honest with you. I'm kind of embarrassed that it took me 36 days to make an enchantment table. I had everything that I needed to, but I just never really got around to it. But I do have to admit, I look hella stylish in this armor. On day 37, I crafted up some backup osmium armor. It's not really the best unless it's enchanted. Day 38 is really the first day that I truly did not do anything. Again, why did it take me 39 days to start a strip mine? I mean, at least I found some amethyst. I ended up digging into this zombie dungeon, and honestly, the loot was very disappointing. Skipping to day 41, I ended up digging myself into this brimstone chamber. I do spend a lot of the next few days in these mines. On day 42, I finally found diamonds. That's why I enchanted one of my pickaxes with fortune. So honestly, I don't think I have enough cows, and that was honestly probably one of the most annoying things to happen so far. On day 43, I was going around my base trying to find anything that I could enchant. Honestly, looking back, I probably should have waited until I had a fully built enchantment system. On day 44, I finally found a nether fortress, and I was going after those blaze rods. I want to fight the dragon by day 70. But then the best thing happened to me today. The first wither skeleton that I killed dropped their skull. And I don't even have any looting enchantments on this sword. The next day I decided to explore this biome that I saw all the way up at the top of the mini-map. And I just want to say that it was honestly so cool. Oh no, this beast is running at me. What should I do? What should I do? Yeah, I built up like a little wimp. So then I just decided to risk it all. And it turns out the thing only had like 20 health. I don't know why I was scared. And this just shows how overpowered that waystone is. On day 46, I decided to finally start making a pickaxe that's actually worth something. It's an efficiency 2, unbreaking 2 pickaxe. So yeah, I just decided to go mining with it. That's all I did day 46. On day 47, I saw this bug down that cave, and I don't know what it was, but I was honestly scared. I wanted to make some flint and steel so I could burn it, because I don't know what it is. I hate bugs like those. And this one was as big as I was. My fear kept me waiting so long it eventually despawned. Later that day, I decided to carve a huge tunnel that goes from the portal all the way to the nether fortress. That way all I have to do is just run there. It really speeds things up. When I got there, I decided to increase the width of all the bridges connecting to the different hallways of the nether fortress, so that way I have a less chance of falling. On day 49, the most interesting thing that happened that day was just me setting my render distance to 32 and looking around the base. I really have no idea what my problem was this entire playthrough, but it took me way too long to get to the basic essentials of Minecraft. It's day 50 and I'm finally building a farm. On the upside, I will make profit, but it just took me 50 days. On day 51, I found out that you can make vertical slabs. Let's talk about that for a quick second. Why has Mojang not Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop doing that because it really hurts my voice. I think I spend way too many days in the nether farming endermen in this playthrough. That flower set that pig on fire? I wonder if I touch it. Yeah, I really have no idea what I was thinking. I guess I'll know for next time. I finished the day off by adding another bookshelf. Again, I have no idea why I spend so many of these days in the nether. Day 54 is finally an important day. This is the day that we set out to find the end stronghold. Looking back at it, I honestly should have brought my horse, but wait a minute. No, I left him at that village. Oh, that's right. We haven't got him back yet. It's not that day. At the start of day 55, I tamed a dog. And up in the sky there were these weird aurora borealises. It's honestly quite peaceful. Nah, we gotta get back to work. We do have to find this stronghold. I think this is the day my dog dies because I don't realize that he wasn't following me until a lot later. The eye was leading me directly down and I ended up finding the stronghold. Here's sped up footage of me trying to find the portal, and honestly it wasn't that far. I brought a waystone with me, so after I was done I could just place it down and teleport here when ready. I didn't know if I wanted to light the portal later or right now, so I decided on right now and then I would come back to it later. Like I said earlier, I kind of want to fight the dragon by day 70. Here's the insanely fast time lapse of me setting this grinder up. I know how to build a mob grinder, but I always feel like I do it wrong, so I always have to go back to tutorials. This is what the inside looks like. If you're watching this while it premieres, just spam how bad it is in the chat. I spent all of day 59 doing the little minor tweaks here and there to make sure that this mob grinder ends up running very efficiently. Yes, day 60. This is the day that I was talking about bringing my horse back from that weird Barako Sun Tribe village thing. For the record, I was only off by 6 days, so shush. I started day 61 by making an infinite water source right next to the grinder. I brought my horse back because I had to go to the Barako Sun tribe that was next to a jungle that had a bamboo forest and had all these things, and I just decided to bring him back. So if you rarely play Minecraft, this is how a mob grinder works. You pretty much just sit here AFK. So I was heading up and I accidentally punched one of the scaffolding and it made the whole thing fall down, and that just no. This is honestly how the next 11 days pan out. I just sit up here looking around. There is absolutely nothing else to it. This is all that happens. Then what I do is I just go back down, kill all the mobs that spawn, and honestly I don't even think it's working. Because the last 10 days are literally just me AFKing, there's literally nothing there, so I'm going to skip all the way to day 75. So my Moonstone Sword does 8 damage right off the bat, and that's with no enchantments. So I want to get it with Sharpness 5 so it can do 11 damage, but I need 37 levels. On day 78, I made these marble pillars, and I'm going to use these to display some of the treasures that I obtain. It technically says 36 levels to make a Sharpness 5 Moonstone Sword, but I want to name it, so that ups it by 1 level. The next 4 days were up AFKing, so I finally have enough levels to enchant. I thought about it for a long time until the name Tejrika came to mind. It seems oddly familiar. Days 83 through 84 show my favorite part of the game, and that is when you are gearing up to fight a boss. I really have no idea what it is. I just think that's so cool. Like, all of your hard work that you have built up throughout your playthrough is all coming together in a way. Honestly, I think I'm looking into this a little bit too much. While I was back at the stronghold, I found some enchantment books. I put them back in the chest because it is a little bit too late because I am ready. If you don't jump into the end portal with your sword first, I don't trust you. Ah, there we go. Now we got the name fixed. My strat of fighting the dragon's a little weird. I always bring 2 buckets of water so I can swim up. Alright, now that the dragon has no more crystals to heal him, it's time to start doing some damage. See, I accidentally brought my diamond hoe, and I thought it would be kind of funny if I killed the dragon with it. Yeah, it's a really stupid idea, but when you think about it, it's kind of funny because most people would use a sword to kill the dragon, and I'm using a diamond hoe. But I mean, like, it worked! I really wanted to kill the dragon by day 70, but that's okay. If you don't obtain the dragon egg like this, I don't trust you. The end gets a huge update in this mod pack. Like, these weird little eggs spawn around them. I think they're important. They're made of this thing called malachite. They could be important. They could not be. I don't know. I was following this weird butterfly looking like thing. I even tried shooting it, but yeah, good luck with that. Alright, this is it. This is the elytra. This is the thing that we've been building up to this whole playthrough. You know, it really feels great when you put your armor back on the stand after fighting the dragon. It's like you finally get to rest. Those stands that I built out of those marble pillars earlier, yep, this right here is what they were made for. Remember when I was talking about finally getting to rest after fighting the dragon? Yeah, we'll throw that out the window because I had an extra looting 3 book around and I decided to put that on my amethyst sword so I can get skulls to fight the wither. So 3 days after fighting the ender dragon, I decided to fight the wither. Honestly, looking back, I should have enchanted my sword with Smite 5 or something because that would have made this fight a lot easier. This right here was making my heart beat so fast because I really thought I was going to die right here. Bro, sometimes the wither can be very scary. I mean, look at this. He jump scares me right there. I figured that there was no other way to do it, so as he charged toward me, I charged toward him, and I ended up winning. Lucky for me, I had more than enough health to survive the wither poisoning. Here's the day when we finally build a beacon. While I was building it, I had this idea. I wondered if, like, some of these modded blocks, like copper, I wonder if those worked too. So I used copper in this pattern right here, and honestly, I was surprised because it worked. On day 89, I found this new ore called zinc. Well, it's not really new. It was always there, but I never really paid attention to it. I also spent today getting a lot of marble because I want to create like a little area that I can show off all of my possessions that I've obtained. Something like a treasure room, except not a room. The building of this little treasure room sort of thing started on day 90, and honestly, I think it looks really good. So there are 2 marble stairways, and they split off, and then there's a pathway in the middle of them. They go up to this larger platform, and then up there is where I put all the stuff. On day 91, I added this new block on the corners called fire glass. I also moved all of my armor up there. Low key, this little area is fire. I went back to that old acacia base that I made out of that village house, and I found a lot of things that I completely forgot about. Like, I have this item called the Voice of God, and it's like a piano-like thing. The only thing that I did on day 92 is I made a little living space underneath the treasure room area. I have 8 days to kill, so for the next few days, I spend a lot of the time just exploring around. I only head in one direction, and I think that limited me. I found some mountain cats on day 94, and I honestly thought they were peaceful. So I was vibing with this dude, and then suddenly he started running at me. Later that day, I found some more Aurora Borealis, and these two colors were combining, this yellow and green. It was beautiful. Then I went a little bit further and I found a yellow one and a red one combining. I wonder if they're supposed to lead you anywhere. That's gonna have to be answered next time, because on day 95 I found another one of those little house huts like I found on day 27. I returned back to the base on day 96, and it turns out that the ice that I collected can be eaten. I really have no idea what happened to day 97, because the entire day is just this. Must have been AFK. On day 98, I killed some of these pillagers, and little did I know it would cause one of the most annoying raids I think I have ever played through in my entire Minecraft career. Like, here we go. I just killed this witch. Alright, figured, alright, there's gonna be a phase 2, it makes sense. So I fought through this raid, and it was a lot harder than phase 1, which just makes sense, that's how it works. So I just got done beating phase 3, and I was like, come on, phase 4 can't be that bad, and it was 12 times worse. There are new illagers that have been added in this pack. Okay, come on, this has to be the last one. Right? Oh. I found this one Vindicator just chilling here, and he just would not take damage. So I decided to reload the world, and he was gone. The worst part about it is that it said that I was defeated in the raid, and that kind of makes me sad. But that's okay. It's good to end day 99 with something interesting. Alright. Today is day 100. This is actually me. I'm going to be talking live instead of doing a voiceover. I think let's start with the best. And this is my treasure room right here. Well, it's not really a room, but this is my treasure platform. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. We got the dragon head, the elytra, this thing. It's called the Voice of God. It's like a piano. Like, listen. You saw that earlier. This entire set right here is pretty much what I played through. The axe is the same axe that I had from the beginning, so I kind of have some value to that. Right over there is my mob grinder, and that goes all the way up there so I can AFK. This thing right here, this is pretty much what made this whole playthrough possible. This right here is the waystone that allows me to just zip here and there. Right here we got the hoe that killed the ender dragon. Obviously, that's why I would have it on display. This right here is my ugly, ugly beacon, as you guys saw. Over here, we got the nether wart farm that I really never used in this entire playthrough. This right here is the kind of armor that I was using toward the end, because I didn't want to use the armor that I had up there, but I had some extra enchantments. This one I found in a dungeon. These ones, I think I found these at the end. Those ones I found at the end. So that pretty much wraps it up over here for my base. The next place that we're going to visit is in the end. Yeah, so I completely forgot blocks to get over there. So I think I'm going to have to jump. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to jump. Here it goes.